All right, let's talk about it. I'm 5 weeks post-op from dental implant surgery, and I would say the first month was a lot of anxiety. The first week was a lot of discomfort, a little bit of pain, but I wouldn't say it was like full-on pain, but definitely heavy discomfort and a crap load of swelling, right? So here's some things that I learned the first week that really helped me with healing. So if it's something that you're thinking about doing, I do recommend doing it regardless. I went to Smart Arches. I went to the world-renowned Dr. Simon O. That's O-H. He's on TikTok, I believe, probably Instagram, and so on. And he did a phenomenal job. So this is my scan. My most recent scan, where you can see all of the implants. So on the very sides, on the top there, are the pterygoids, and then you have the 2 zygomatics, and the 2 in the middle, and then 6 on the bottom. And they are expertly placed. So you can understand that up here was pretty uncomfortable. This side decided to overreact and build a bone callus. And so it was like this pointy bone material that just like built up really quickly, and it gave me a bit of a higher cheekbone for a little bit, but it has all settled. Thankfully. I, of course, was really puffy here, and I do have a double chin, but it was much worse, and there was some lymphatic fluid in there, and it was just hilarious to me. I did not bruise as bad as I thought that I would. It turned yellow pretty quick because I have a secret. I was using Arnica Care. It's Arnicare, that's what it was called, is the brand of it, but it's Arnica gel, and it does help with swelling and bruising. And I stayed on top of the ibuprofen. In the first 48 hours, you use ice because it helps stop the bleeding. And then after 48 hours, you use heat. The heat felt so good. Now, I did not sleep very well the first week. I was up and down quite a bit, and if this is something that you're thinking about, be prepared for the fact of you have to sleep sitting up. So it does make it harder to get a really good rest. On top of that, you sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and you wake up and the ibuprofen has worn off, and so you're tight again, and you're feeling really swollen again. So something to think about. I did not bleed very much at all. I didn't have to go home with gauze in my mouth, which was really great. Just remember, everybody's different. So pineapple juice was also a game changer in the inflammation, I'm pretty sure. But I was really swollen. My body does like to overreact, though. Just like me sometimes. So for the first week, I bought the egg beaters, just the generic carton, because it was easier than eggs, That way, I could just pour it and be on my way. I did that with some cheese, and then I did mashed potatoes, which I'm sick of potatoes. Yogurt, applesauce, Carnation Essentials, the breakfast shakes that you can just shake up. Those were really great. And then Noka, N-O-K-A, smoothies. And I drink those because, you're on antibiotics for the first week. So it really messes with your gut microbiome, right? And the Noka smoothies have prebiotic fiber in them, so it probably did help more than I anticipated, but my gut was a hot wreck for the first 3 weeks after surgery because I was on Augmentin, and it can wreck your gut. So the first week I had a different set of teeth. They were a little bit more, they were open bite, actually. They weren't bad. They were just a little open bite, and they were edge to edge. And so they were really great for that first week of healing. Now, these are my final temporary set. So temporary, they're still acrylic. Seems to look good. They were really well polished because they look very nice. Yeah. And then in a couple months, 2 or 3 months, I will get my final zirconia teeth, which I'm really excited for. Right now, I'm at a stage where my gums and the prosthetic are finally starting to separate a little bit, which is normal. And food is, of course, getting caught under there because that happens. And then so I use my water flosser. something I would tell somebody looking into getting dental implant surgery is to do it. It's worth it. It's very much worth it. Be patient with yourself with healing. Don't be like me. I've been very, very impatient. I've been panicking about every tiny little thing because I want everything to go perfect, because I never want to go back to where I was, toothless. I do not ever want to look like that again. This is so much better. I love smiling. I'm still working on muscle control. When you don't have teeth for 4 years, like I didn't, I got to work on muscle control. So this side does tend to droop a little bit. See? So. There. I'm working on it. So I did not have any bone here at all. So that's why I got the zygomatics. Okay. And then I had to have a sinus lift. So just recently, this finally stopped being numb, but from like here to here for the first almost month, it was completely numb from that sinus lift, and probably from these two. So he said he found very thin bone here, but it was just enough. That was good, because 4 of them suckers, brutal. That would have been brutal. Some things that I'm looking forward to when I get my final zirconias is eating more food. Not at once. And I've lost 14 pounds in the last 5 weeks. Because it's hard to eat. Not the chewing part. That came back really easy, actually. But you are still very, very limited in this stage, because not only do you not want to stress out your implants, so no chewy food, like sticky food, hard food, things like that. You can't do that. You don't want to break your acrylic. Especially me, I'm like 1,900 miles away from the surgical center. Yeah. So I'm still very limited to soft foods. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was able to eat more food without teeth at all. But I wasn't able to eat salad. But I was able to eat more food, like tacos and things like that. And biting into food was something that I was able to do even with no teeth. My gums, I was able to bite into stuff. You can't do that with your healing teeth. You can't do that. Oh, I want to so bad. I eat a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches and like egg sandwiches, and because it's really healthy, to eat the protein, right? And I use sourdough bread. And instead of using a fork, I just want to pick it up and bite into it so bad. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to more salads. So I've had a few salads because it is like one of my favorite foods, but it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It'll probably actually get easier now that I'm not in as much discomfort. So I think I'll try again. But with taking the hearts out of the lettuce still, because they're really hard and crunchy, right? So you got to be careful. And no croutons. And honestly, I would really like a bag of potato chips and some French onion dip. Yeah. I am looking forward to raw carrots with ranch dressing. That's a favorite. I haven't been able to eat those in years. Speaking of which, when I said years, I bit my lip again. This is all mangled up right in there because I keep biting and biting and biting. And I bite the end of my tongue quite a bit too. Yeah. So anyway, that's the update. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If this is something that you're wanting to get done, let me know about it. We're all here to be supportive. Have a good day, night, afternoon, wherever you are.